Have you ever noticed how easy it is to believe the right thing until the room changes? In Galatians 2, the Apostle Peter knew the gospel had no asterisk. Salvation by grace through Jesus alone. He even defended it. But when certain people walked into the room, fear crept in, and Peter quietly pulled away from the table. In this episode, we explore a question every one of us faces. What happens when fear starts rewriting the gospel in our lives? Because the good news of Jesus says something radical. You are accepted. And when that truth settles in your heart, it changes how you show up in every room. Welcome back to another NCCR podcast with today's host with the most. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Kim and Amanda.
The most.
Wow, I wanted to breathe for you on that one.
Ladies, how you doing?
Good. I feel your intro was a bit of a mic drop, and thanks for joining us today.
Oh, well, I was trying to step up the game.
Well, you did.
Oh,
It was good. It was good.
It was good. Yeah.
How you ladies doing today?
Doing well.
Good.
It's a beautiful.
Not sunny.
But I heard birds chirping when I was walking into the church. So
We do have some robins perching on our outside apparatuses. So
I think they're letting us know spring starts this week.
it is.
We hope.
Is it this week? Technically.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, just
Well, you can certainly
Cutting
tell
it
by the
close
mountain
with the
passes.
snow.
Spring
Yeah.
is just around the corner.
exactly.
What a mess that was.
Exactly.
I get that people like to ski and do snow activities, but when every report, everywhere you look, says the pass is closed,
yeah.
don't drive up there.
Or don't park in the middle of the highway.
And don't park in the middle of the road so the snowplows can't come through. I, being sometimes mean-spirited, if I were a snowplow driver, I would have cleared the parking area with my snowplow.
What would Jesus do?
Gently. Well, he wouldn't do that, probably. But he also,
He did clear the table.
He did clear some tables, so I'm thinking, let's
Clear the table.
That's a
clear
rabbit
the
hole.
highway. It's all the same.
tomato.
Exactly.
Hey, ladies. What do you do when you know better?
When you know better. I mean, go on.
But, you know,
yeah.
when you're around your peoples, you know better. Then you get around other people. What happened?
You playing the part.
Yeah. Well, you know, what happens when you understand the gospel, but you compromise it in social situations or under social pressure. Mm-hmm. But it's not out of ignorance, because if you know the gospel, you're not ignorant to it, right?
Yeah.
It's because of fear. And then I did go down yet another rabbit hole. Just listed a few fear factors, if you will. Anxiety, dread, panic, intimidation. You're actually frightened, or there's a threat level you perceive, or just trying to please your current company, you know?
Yeah.
Which would be the peer pressure.
Do you think, though, if you are changing who you are for certain audiences, it leads back to the sin of pride?
Well, it's once again, you've forgotten who you belong to.
Yeah.
Right? And those are times when we should be stepping into the gospel, not backing out of it. But I think that irrational fears, or, you know, fill in the blank, I guess, for whatever would compel you to be contrary to the gospel. You have to address those things. And maybe you shouldn't put yourself in a compromising situation if you're not ready to be in with the crowd, you know, in
Yeah.
with a large group of folks that are saying and doing a thing.
The thing that I was thinking about is it's interesting throughout the New Testament how you hear of Peter doing these things kind of repeatedly, right? Like in this instance, or when he's walking on water, or when the rooster crows three times. It's like a repeated thing for him. It isn't just a one-off situation. It's sin that just keeps popping up.
Yeah. Well,
I think Peter, when Christ chose him, he knew exactly how mankind would be.
Yeah.
You on fire, then that fire dims out. Then that fire lights back up, that fire dims out. That fire lights back up, the fire dims out. And I say that because I'm like that sometimes. I can go like boom, 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 boom. I'm just intense studying. Then I pull back a little bit. Get back in my intense studying of the word. Boom, 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 boom. And then I pull back. So I think it's like Jesus knew who we were and who we are. And so we have those high moments and those low moments.
Well, and what I want to say good example for us, because we can see somebody who spent time with Jesus, like for real, and had shortcomings, right? So we can kind of, I don't want to say rest in that, but kind of be comforted by that on some level, because we screw up. I mean, we just do it all the time. We are hot and cold. We're on fire, and then we're no fire. I mean, we do the very same things as the disciples did, and I don't want to rest in that. Like, well, they did that too, so I guess I'm okay having these feelings or saying these things. But that's not. They're supposed to be our compass, our, you know, kind of been there, done that. So I'm showing you how to walk here, and we do need to pay attention to that.
Yeah. Like the Bible said, there's nothing new up under the sun. You know. And,
there really isn't.
Right. I agree with you. We shouldn't take comfort in that. We should strive to do better. Yeah. Because, you know, God said, I'd rather you hot or warm. I mean, not hot or cold. Lukewarm, I spit you out. So, yeah.
I think we can look at him like a guidebook, if you will. You know?
Peter is definitely a guidebook. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I think, you know, we're called to crucify our flesh daily and walk in the Spirit, which means to me, like, the walking implies like a daily action that you're doing, right? And it's so much easier said than done, like we've been talking about, because you do get caught up in things, whether it's fear or people pleasing or feeling like you have to earn something. Yep. It's just so easy to fall into those traps. And I think too, especially on our side of the world, we live in such comfort.
Oh yeah.
That sometimes we forget that, you know, picking up our cross daily and carrying it, dying to ourselves, is gonna cost something.
And, you know, going back to our brother Peter, he had the vision. He walked with Jesus while Jesus was on earth. Then the Spirit gave him a vision of the foods and stuff like that. Now he's like, okay, I get it. The Gentiles, they'll welcome in just as much as the Jews. Then Paul comes and have that meeting with him, spend that time with him for 15 days. Yeah, you doing it. Yeah, you preaching the same gospel. And all that, boom, changes when other people walks into the room.
Yeah.
Well, I like what you said too in your opening about that, you know, setting the table, or whatever. I'm not sure how you said it, because I have short-term memory loss sometimes. You know, but where is your table where you kind of mean what you say, right? I mean, in it shouldn't change based on your audience, friends, church folk, family members. I mean, your table should remain consistent. What you bring to that, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But because those are places where we tend to, there's inclusion or there's exclusion, right? I mean, it's like doing, good works. Those are outward signs of your faith. Those are tangible things that people see, which help them see Christ in you, if you will. And if we're not being consistent in how we faithfully follow Christ by our actions, by our works, by what kind of table we set for others, then we're leading somebody astray potentially, and we're saying one thing and doing another, and that's hypocrisy.
And that's the case with Barnabas, right? We don't want to lead anyone astray because of what we're doing, and they're seeing us. And some people, want to pattern our behavior or what they see us do.
Correct.
Right? And so we don't want to lead no one astray, because Barnabas got caught up with the hypocrisy. And I agree with you. Hypocrisy, to me, is the biggest culprit in the church.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, the gospel is meant to transform us, but it's not about us. It's about Jesus. And it's real easy to see where we have not died to ourselves whenever we make it about us. So whether it's our fear or whatever the different things we've talked about, I think, to Bobby's point, you do as a Christian have to be very self-aware and constantly evaluating, right? And it's so important to be surrounded by those people like a Paul who will help hold you accountable. And so those people those Christians, those believers that aren't in that community, I'm like, man, you are just opening yourself up so easily to the evil one, right? Because he's like, I see an open door here. You're all alone. And there's strength in that community.
Well, and, approaching somebody like you're freer than you're acting right now, right? So when you put yourself before Jesus, you're missing that whole piece where there's freedom in Christ, but there's not freedom in performance or just phoning it in, whatever, however you want to label that. But it is easy. It's an easy trap to fall into.
Well, I feel like when you're living in that sin, though, it can feel like freedom.
Yeah.
But you don't realize it until you step out of it and you live in the freedom of Jesus, and you're like, ooh, that was not freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and we talked about that narrow path a couple weeks ago too, and I think freedom for folks is going down those side cliffs every once in a while, but it's actually staying on the straight and narrow. And we can only do that if we keep our eyes on Christ. And again, all of this is easier said than done, but we have to every day have that conversation and that commitment.
And it's great. I like what you said, Amanda, about having someone accountable. You need to be held accountable. And I like how it shows the accountability here, that Paul didn't, hold Peter accountable quietly. He didn't do it behind closed doors. He did it publicly. And sometimes it calls for that. So anyone else seeing this, witnessing this, know, hey, you know what? That's something we don't want to do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And, I think all throughout the New Testament where you hear Paul speak, he knows better than anybody, right? In Romans 7:18, he said, "And I know that nothing good lives in me. That is, in my sinful nature. I want to do what is right, but I can't."
Mm-hmm.
So we all know that struggle.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going back to like what we talked about earlier, how you can know what's good and you venture out. Because think about Peter here. He not only, like I said, not only did he walk with Jesus,
Yeah.
the Spirit gave him the vision. The Holy Ghost came upon him in the day of Pentecost, and all, not just him, but all of them witnessed the goodness, right? And still, you make little human error.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's just so easy. I mean, I kind of think of it like if sin is a spider and you go and clean off a web one day, but you don't ever address the sin, if you come back the next day, there's going to be another web.
That's a good picture.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
That's why you die daily.
Mm-hmm.
Daily.
All right, ladies, Kim, Amanda,
Yeah.
do you ladies have a question you'd like to leave with the audience?
Well, we kind of, how does fear influence your behavior? And then how does your behavior influence others? I mean, we kind of already touched on that, but I think it's really worth thinking about that. How does anything that I do that other people can see reflect on Jesus? I mean, am I, and I can say I'm not always very good at that. Mm-hmm. I'm just not. And I know that's a place where I've continued to work, have worked, continue to work, because I fall short,
We all do.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's little things, but it doesn't matter if it's a little thing or a big thing, because if I can't be good about a little thing, it would suggest I can't be good about a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that we just need to, again, to re-say over and over and over, repeat, is just, we need to die to Christ every day. And are you working on that?
Yeah.
All right. If this episode resonate with you, please share it. Like and subscribe, and let someone know that they don't have to live with that asterisk. And your table this week, I will encourage you to show up like someone who really belongs there, because you do. Because Jesus prepared a table for all of us. And a bit of some news that you might want to plug in your calendar. Because the 31st, and it's not April Fool's, the 31st would be our last broadcast. Sadly, you guys didn't subscribe and you didn't share. So, we had to pull the plug. But until then, wait, I'm not going to go out like that. I think Kim and I, we will reveal what the NCCR really stands for at the last episode. So there's a little teaser. If you want to know what NCCR stands for, tune in March 31st. Until then, we are really, we're out.
We're out.
What does NCCR stand for?